you're going through your, your existential crisis. Who woke you up from it?
Man, I don't even think I woke up until after I did A Star Is Born. I was playing with Neil Young. Bradley saw me playing. It was like Desert Trip. Bradley Cooper was there and then basically hired me on from there. And after Star Is Born, I had a sort of a crossroads where I was like, okay, what is fame? Like, what do I really want? And I really felt like I just wanted to keep working and do it for the art of what I do it for the love of what I do. And I didn't care about any of that other, celebrity type of fame. I found my manager that I still have, Jeff Kramer, and he was the one who really helped me to realize the truth of my artistry. He's the first manager I've ever met that said, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. This is not a good look for you. He's somebody who says, wait, you don't have to play with your teeth. You have songs like Find Yourself and Just Outside of Austin and Forget About Georgia. This is what you leave behind. This is what you want people to come away from your shows. And that is great.
That's what we're doing it for.
That's what we're doing it for.
All right, and we're live. Andy Frasco's World Saving Podcast. I'm Andy Frasco. How's our heads? How's our minds? How we feeling good? Kooky time to be in America right now. Jesus Christ. Crazy shit out there. I'm in West Virginia. I was supposed to fly home yesterday. I was on the plane, and when they we need 3 people to get off this plane. And I was like, I normally don't do it because I'm normally in a rush. I'm like, what am I going to do in Denver, man? I'm just going to go rush to Denver to go hang out in the bar and shit and go hang out at the house. I'm like, let's see how high this thing goes. Because no one, when you go to these like smaller airports and smaller cities who don't fly a lot, it's like they're one time flying for the year, some of these people. So they don't want to miss their flight. And I was like, okay, let me play this out. Because I really had nothing to do. I've played this dance before, and it got up to like $1,200. I held strong. Well, let's see it got up to $2,000. I'm like, of flight vouchers. Plus, they'll give me a hotel and just like money for food and shit for the night. And I'll just get on a flight at 2 p.m. tomorrow. I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. So they gave me a $2,000 flight voucher. So shout out to United. So I'm like chilling in West Virginia one night. I'm like, fuck it. What am I going to do? I mean, I got no girl. I'm chilling. I'm going to be home for like 4 days anyway. So I was like, fuck it. I'll hang out in West Virginia. They put me in the country, some like kind of country inn hotel or something. I ordered some Indian food. My stomach kind of hurts from that. I shouldn't have fucking done that. I bought like 2 natty lights. I've been watching football. I'm like, I would have been doing this fucking in Denver. So I'm like, fuck it. Now I got $2,000 voucher. Maybe I'll go on a vacation or something. But that's why I'm here. I'm stuck in West Virginia, or me and Nick would be talking about this Tyler Childers Festival together that we did. So it's going to be solo me. And then I also interviewed Lukas Nelson. So we're going to put out, I interviewed him yesterday. I'm going to put it out in a couple weeks, but because I missed my flight, we're just going to put it out tomorrow. I love Lukas. He's a good man, Sometimes kids of famous people get a bad rap. Either maybe they're spoiled or fucking people feel like they didn't deserve the hard work that they did. But Lukas I remember grinding it out with Lukas. We were fucking 20 years old. He's the same age as me. I remember grinding out with him in the Midwest. Like, I remember one time, I say this to him in an interview, we were playing FIFA in my van, and we were probably both 21, 22. Big dreams. I was like, I had the idea of Lukas of, he's just a fucking rich kid or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I got to get to know the guy, and I realized how hard of a worker he is and how much he wants to be his own identity. Like, he took out money out of his own credit card to pay for records. He went in debt to be his own man. You got to respect that. I mean, that's what I did too. And, a lot of musicians who started, that's what they did too. So shout out to Lukas. I think you're going to really love this interview. But man, it's been a wild week. I am in the trenches of the Americana scene right now, people. I'm definitely the wild card. A lot of stiff stiffer bands who don't party as much, they look at me and they're like, "Oh fuck, here comes trouble." I'm like, I actually did pretty good because they put me on Tyler Childers' festival, and I got nervous at first because it's a festival about recovery, and I was closing out the opening night, so I was the party for everyone basically in recovery. I'm like, "Are you sure you got the wrong fucking? Are you sure you got the right band for this?" And as I realized it, yeah, they did get the right band for this. You know, we like to party, but everyone has this rep on this band that we're just like fucking degenerates and fucking just party all the time and not work hard. But no, we just like to have fun. Like everyone will judge a book by its cover. That's why I think about this when people are like judging you, the listener, whatever's going on in your life. Whoever's judging you, they probably don't fucking know you. They don't know what your intentions are. And the people we're mostly worried about are these fucking trolls and these people who don't really give two shits about getting to know you. They just want to put a stamp on you and move you into the attic. For that, I tell those people to go fuck themselves because you're not giving someone the benefit of the doubt to getting to know them. So why are we sharing all this energy to make sure we give them the benefit doubt of making the shit talk offensive to me? I was like, I was hanging with Jesse Wells. Another guy I've fucking was on tour with when I was fucking 20, and all of us, you know, we're all doing our thing. And I normally not normally, but I've been starting to just not read the comments or not read the messages. But one irked me. It's like, don't torment or don't what this fucking cougar person say? Don't taint Jesse with your party guy antics. I'm like, listen, lady, you're saying this. I'm like, we have kind of the same message going on. You know, he might be more, you know, prolific than I am, but we're still preaching the same thing. That's freedom. It's not about throwing the party. It's like I hate when people just judge books by its cover. It's like the same like people like some of these Fish fans judging Goose because they play jam music. Like, fuck off. You could listen to more than one band. Come on, get off your fucking high horse and enjoy the goddamn ride. Okay. Anyway, back to the Children's Festival. So I was like, I was in there thinking like, oh God, these people probably think I'm just fucking insane and probably don't, I was there for 3 days. I was like, fuck, I wonder if anyone's going to hang out with me. And so we did the show and I realized how much respect I have in that scene. And I was like, so I just want to say thank you so much, everyone. We talked, we laughed, I got to see Chris Stapleton. He's the fucking man. Jesus, what a goat. Same as American Aquarium. Saw Lukas Nelson. It was nice to see the Americana scene accept a stranger. The jam scene kind of does that in a way, but it's harder. But I was more worried about the Americana scene, just like saying, there he is, that fucking drug addict, or there it is, that fucking alcoholic party band. And they actually gave me a shot, and they fucking loved it. So I appreciate you guys giving me a shot. I've always been wanting to be in the Americana scene. It's like I listen to that music. Those are the flowers I've always wanted. And to get them at that festival with all those amazing musicians that I admired, I just want to say thank you. So shout out to Tyler Childers for giving me the shot. That was really nice, and I was really stoked on that because, we all want to get accepted. I know we all want to say, nah, fuck that. But really, deep down, it feels good to have someone appreciate what you do, And I'm not saying people don't appreciate what I do, but, sometimes you want certain type of people to appreciate what you do because you admire them so much. So I just want to say thank you so much for, just giving me the flowers and giving me that open door to fucking roam around the cabin. Because, boy, did I fucking roam around the cabin. Let's go. That was a fucking blast. Oh, man, they gave me the fuck you pass, which was fucking awesome. I was like side stage for Stapleton. I'm fucking hanging out with the guitar tech. I'm looking at, I love that shit. I love the business of the music industry. It just gets me high. And also, shout out to me, didn't do any drugs. I did take some mushrooms or some cougars. I was at the, Matt, my manager, we went to his family reunion, and he's from Kentucky. Shout out to Matt for flying out for 3 days. But we had a Saturday day off, and he's like, you want to go? He's like, you want to go meet my family? Like second cousins, like in the sticks, like Huntington, Kentucky. I'm like, fuck it. I got nothing to do. I'm just going to be watching television or walking around a festival, just getting sweaty. I'm like, let's go there. So he doesn't really drink, Matt. So I am like, I'll be your designated drinker, your DD. And I got hammered with his family and saw some cougar. It was a bunch of like older women and older crew and like people from the sticks, real American people. I want to see what's going on because, like I said last week, it's not this isn't like a competitive thing of who's right and who's wrong in this country. We are misunderstood because we're not talking to each other. It's not about this fucking, my person won, so that means I'm right and I'm winning. Or my person lost, so that means I gotta fight for and not listen to the winner. No, we're not communicating. We're only listening to the people in our fucking echo chamber. And this is the problem with social media, because you're not getting any outside voices besides the ones that your algorithm agrees on. It's like to say that I'm not going to see Clipper news. I'm not going to see like fucking the Los Angeles Clippers like getting jacked up because all I see is Laker algorithm. This is the problem with debate. And this is the problem with America as a whole is we are so divided with our opinions because we're forced to be divided with our opinions. We're not hearing other opinions, so we can't fucking know what's right and what's wrong or just kind of talk through things. All we are talking to is the cult that we're only in. Like, yeah. Or whatever it is. Could be even jam bands. Like if you love Goose, all you're going to get is Goose stuff. You love Disco Biscuits, all you're going to get is Disco Biscuits. It's the same thing with politics. And I'm not really a politic guy. I'm not, but I'm trying to like at least hear these people out, because as my job as a songwriter and my job as a journalist, I think all songwriters are kind of journalists in a way to give their opinion from the middle grounds of what you see and how you perceive the world, that you have to fucking hear both sides. And that's what we got to do. And maybe this week we could start doing that. Maybe we could start having an open conversation. Go to your fucking racist fucking uncle. Go up to him and don't be fucking passive aggressive. Just go out of conversation with him. Have a beer with him. Go to that person doesn't agree with you, and just have a conversation with them. And tell these people in the beginning, I'm not trying to fight with you. Let's just hear each other out. No judgment. Let's have a non-judgment conversation, and let's just hear each other out. So, if it's one thing we could do this week, sorry, it's not about dick and fuck and cock jokes, whatever. But I've been thinking about this all week. Like, if we could just start with our family members. You don't have to go to strangers. You don't want to get like fucking. There's some people with some crazy eyes out there you don't want to fucking fuck with. But like people who, you've been with your whole life, or like friends that you see your friends who have been changing. Go talk to them. See what's up. Say, hey man, why do you agree on this? And not judge him for it. Just let them talk. And maybe they'll let you talk. And that's how we'll have a conversation on how we can meet in the middle. Because at the end of the day, we're all fucking stuck on this earth together. Okay? We're not cutting it in half. We're not going to get to Mars in our lifetime. The aliens probably won't come, even though it'd be fucking sick if they came. I would love to smoke a bowl with an alien and say, what's going on? Why are we like this? And you guys are fucking crazy. You guys are fighting over human to human shit when there's bigger things like different alien breeds or whatever. I'd be sick to date an alien. I'd be fucking sick to date an alien. If I had an alien girlfriend, it'd be fucking legendary. This is equal bop so bop. You know? From the galactical, it'd be fucking awesome. She'd be little, like a little dog, I'd be like, that's my girlfriend. Don't disrespect my girlfriend. She's smarter than you. She's smarter than me. We make love just through our minds. Be sick. Don't have to use my dick anymore. Be sick. I'm over my dick. I know I didn't want to talk about the dick. I know we're talking about. I'm over it. I'm like an old man now. I'm like done. I don't want to be horny anymore. I just want to love someone's mind. I hope someone loves my mind. That's like, this is why I'm not in Denver. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to stay in West Virginia, watch some television. I got $2,000. Maybe we'll go to Ireland or something. I don't want to use my dick anymore. Anyway. Okay. Sorry. I got on a rant. But it'd be sick to date an alien. What do you think? If they didn't kill you, if you didn't, I heard Dempsey's crazy ass told me if you touch an alien, they'll die, the poison, blah, blah, blah. But if they were you could hang out with it and hang out with it, that was kind of, hang out with the girl, the alien or the man, whatever. I'm not judging what you want to date in an alien, and just go after and make love via brain, via conversation. How hot is that? That's what I'm looking for in a wife. I want to make love to you through your brain. Going back to what I'm talking about. Conversation. Let's start having conversations again. Not with the people who are going to agree with you. Not with the people. Have a conversation. Even if you don't want to start with politics, start with a band you don't like. I know this is a music podcast, so let's dumb it down here. Start with a fan of a band that hates your favorite band, and you hate their favorite band, and just talk about why they love that, and you tell them why you love this. Maybe this will be a start to growing into talking to your racist cousin or talking to someone who doesn't believe in what you believe in. We're stuck here, people. We have to get used to each other, because if we don't get used to each other, how are we going to survive another 20 years? Because this is turning into a fucking shit show, and we need to start communicating with each other. Okay, that's my rant. I got tour dates this week. Me and Little Stranger, we're throwing our festival at Nelson's Legends near Cleveland. We've sold almost 2,000 tickets. Thank you. I was always dreading throwing a festival, and I was waiting for the right person to throw a festival with, and Little Strangers are my best friends, and I'm just so thankful that you guys are committed to the bit. So holy smokes, we're at 2,000 tickets. I can't thank you enough. We're gonna have a fucking blast. We have all our friends there. I'm gonna be hanging out for 2 days, so we'll play kickball with you guys. I'm gonna go hang out in the tents. I'm gonna hear your stories. I'm gonna talk to y'all, and I know I'm gonna try to convince Little Stranger to not stay up so late, so they can hang out during the day too, because I like the day festival times. So, Little Stranger and I, holy smokes, with Big Something, Cashed Out, Damn Skippy, Jarv, Sneezy, Float Like a Buffalo, John's old band, Long Mile. That's gonna be fun too. So grab your tickets, and then the following week, what's the following week? Oh, I'm recording in Nashville. I don't have my phone on me, but my phone's right there. And then the following week is what? Oh, Harvest Fest? No. Oh, Bayless Frasco tour. Whitestown, Indiana. I know I just played in Kokomo, but come on out to that. I know we played it last year. I think Peoria's already sold out, and Ben Harbor's almost sold out. But we need some help in Whitestown, Indiana. So spread the word to everyone. We got Nick Erlock come with us. We got Allie Crawl. She's pregnant. We're getting her pregnant ass out on the road with us. It's going to be fun. Me, Bayless's wife. We have Sam Sutton, Freeze merch guy, who's tour managing. We have Steve Feinstein, who's driving. Feinstein's driving us in his RV. Then we got Gerlach and we got Allie. It's going to be a fucking blast, so don't miss that. Shout out to volume.com. Head to volume.com/Andy Frasco to subscribe. Shout out to Gardenista, the guys. I'm going to go see Jason Mers Go get some FaceTime with him. But Gardenista, our brand ambassador for all things fancy drinks. Grab yourself some Gardenista. And then we're doing the Bayless store, and then I'm trying to finish my record, or at least finish the second half. I'm like a halfway. I think I'm halfway. I thought I was closer, but now I've been digesting some of these songs. I need a few more types of songs for this thing. And then and then I'm coming back to Harvest Fest, Bentonville, Arkansas. It's cool seeing Jesse Wells. Jesse Wells is a bad motherfucker. He was on that Childers Festival. But I used to play with him in fucking Arkansas, Fayetteville, at Riley's. I used to play with him at Smoke and Barrel. And now he's turning into the next Bob Dylan, which I'm so fucking proud of. So keep killing it, buddy. And then I'm off for a little bit. No, I'm doing something in October. Oh, I'm touring with Warren Haynes. I have all of November off. That's it. But it gets easier. I have like 10 shows in 80 days, which I'm like so fucking excited for, to go chill out. I want to buy a new couch. I'm going to buy a new couch. I'm going to buy a new TV. I'm going to buy a big ass fucking TV. Fuck it, why not? Got a little dough now. I always try to go traveling. I think I'm going to go to Ireland and like Edinburgh in February with my friend Erin Ray. It'd be fun. She loves castles and shit. That'd be cool to go there during the winter time when it's like Harry Potter style and like fucking like wear scarves and like go to a castle and fucking do the Harry Potter thing. It sounds fucking tight. But October we're opening for Warren Haynes for a little bit. And we're doing a Boulder show, Roots Fest. Yeah, I still got a little bit of work to do this October, but then it's record time. Focusing on the record, sit on that fucking couch. I'm gonna buy the most obnoxious couch. I'm gonna buy this like bed couch. Hope it fits my living room. But that's where I'll be residing for the winter, hibernating, getting ready, healed up. And then and I'm gonna buy a big ass TV too. Fuck it. Let's ride YOLO. American dream, baby. Make some money, go buy yourself a couch and a TV. Hell yeah. All right, guys. I've been ranting. I'm supposed to be a 10-minute rant. No, we're gonna do the interview with Lukas Nelson, but enjoy Lukas. I got a lot of history with this dude. He's Willie Nelson's kid. He doesn't like talking about his dad, so I didn't want to bother him too much about it. But I got some questions in that kind of let him direct the conversation about if you want to talk about his dad. But we also talked about his mom too, which not a lot of people talk about, but Lucas's mom is a bad bitch, dude. She fucking had to take care of Willie when he was getting broke and shit, and like he was going through and traveling. He had to raise the kids while he was traveling, and then Lukas was going through some shit. And that's a strong woman, man. You know, every powerful man has an even powerful woman right next to him. So shout out to all the ladies out there. All right, guys, enjoy this Lukas interview, and I will catch you next week with Nick and I will talk. Well, I'll go deeper into the Tyler Childers thing and the yada yadas and stuff, and get some laughing in. But enjoy Lukas and enjoy this podcast. And also our numbers we've been tearing it up. Thank you for spreading the word. We have a new YouTube page now. If you want to go watch this on YouTube, we have a World Saving Podcast YouTube page because YouTube was getting all fucking fickly about me having music and having my podcast on there, so I had to separate them. So at Andy Frasco will just be my music. At World Saving Podcast will be the podcast. All right, guys, enjoy it, and I'll catch you next week with my best friend Nicholas. Bye.
Hello, everyone. It's Andy Frasco, your local drunk. We're here to support Gardenista. Gardenista, our sponsors. So I've been substituting this from Jameson because I like the idea that there's ginger, lime juice, and green herbs in this. So I kind of feel healthy drinking this. I mean, they got all these different ones. Like, I was kind of nervous about this bourbon cocktail, but it's bourbon whiskey, green herbs, lime juice, ginger, and jalapenos. Got a little spice to it, but you put some ice in it, and it's actually a cocktail. And, like, I'm not really good at proportions, so it's already made for you. Look at this. It's cute, too. It could be on your table. Be like, oh, looky, you're sophisticated. Do you want Pop-Off on your kitchen table, or do you want something that's pretty? Gardenista vodka cocktail. Grab it. Tell him Frasco sent you. Round 2 with Lukas Nelson. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. How are you?
I'm good. You know, it's like before we talk about what we were starting to talk about, I want to know what your take on is for the meaning of life. What do you think it is?
Meaning of life. I think life is kind of what you make it. The meaning is, you can add meaning to anything. I feel like this table is just a table, but the meaning behind this table to you and I is this the one that we're next to as we sit together and talk about, after we haven't seen each other in years.
Yeah.
And so, this table has either no meaning or it has any meaning we can give it, right?
Totally.
So, I think that my life has a lot of meaning, and I think that's because I choose to give it meaning.
Yeah, so when did you choose to give music your meaning?
Well, music helped me find meaning in my life,
Did you ever have any dark parts in your life?
Oh, yeah, of
Like
course,
what?
yeah. Man, I was running from myself for a long time, and I used work. I was always a workaholic, and I used music in a way. It was like it was helping me to cope with a lot of pain that I had when I was growing up. I had some things happen to me when I was younger, and I had my brother passed away when I was little from suicide, and that I think cast a dark shadow.
How old were you when that happened?
I was pretty young, but the bomb that went off of sort of pain and suffering and heartache it rippled throughout the whole family, and from that point on, I think it was hard for my parents not to come from a place of anxiety, overprotection, sorrow. I think it caused it. It's very difficult when something like that happens not to live from that place and to act from that place.
When that first happened, did you feel like you're reckless? Did you know what like being reckless was, or did you just know you're figuring out how to cope it?
I was figuring out how to cope with how my parents were coping with it.
Yeah.
And
Isn't that crazy how we just follow trauma through how our parents deal with it?
Yes. And I think that among other things, not to go into my entire family history, but there were a lot of reasons when I was younger, I just wanted to leave.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, I never wanted to rely. And that's a good thing in a way, because like there was so much desire to just go out and be independent and on my own, because there was so much at the time. There was a lot of pain and heartache in my family dynamic, and a lot of love, and a lot. It wasn't they weren't doing anything wrong.
Right.
It was just the way that things were, and so I was just needed to get out of there, and I started working really hard.
Well, how old were you when that happened?
Well, I don't remember. I was probably when the actual event happened, but
No, like when you started working.
when I
hard.
started working hard, I was probably around. Well, I started working when I was about 11. I wrote my first song, and that's when I knew that I was going to be a songwriter and a musician, and I knew I could just put all of my efforts towards that. And if I did that at that young age, then I could see a future there. So
Yeah.
I just went full on.
Is it hard to ask advice for someone that's already doing it?
I wasn't really one to ask for advice too much,
'Cause you're a fucking outlaw, dude.
Well, I just would watch.
Yeah.
I could observe how things were happening. I would learn, from a lot of people around me. I was very, obviously lucky that I was lucky that music found me, because I think if it didn't, then I'd be, I don't know, I'd probably be dead too.
You ever get into drugs?
Yeah.
Like
But
what?
I feel like I got into the good ones mostly.
Yeah.
I was, I never was. See, my brother who passed away, he was really into like the dark drugs. And
Oh,
I
no.
call the dark drugs like, I mean, I think cocaine is one of them.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, he was really into a lot of that kind of thing. So in a way, I'm grateful to him because in his passing, I wanted to be the opposite of what he was. And I
Yeah.
didn't want to do that to my parents and to be that, go down that path. So I stayed away from a lot of that, but I still had my own pain that I was running from. And of course, I also was wanting to explore. And so, I started smoking weed when I was really young, and I started doing acid. And I mean, I was probably 13 when I did acid.
Did you feel
the
like you had
first
to
time.
raise yourself?
No, I didn't feel like I had to raise myself. I felt like I had to. I mean, the dynamic between my parents and I was something to navigate until I was older, and knew myself enough to understand where they're coming from, and then have, I think understanding where my parents were coming from helped me to really love them and accept them for who they are, and not just have this woe is me mentality or
Right.
victim mentality. I never really wanted to be that. So I just sort of was like, okay, this is the situation I'm in. I got to figure out how to work with it. And I mean, in some ways, I find that my younger self was the wisest self, and I like got away from it over time. And then
Explain
I
that.
had to come back to it. Well, you kind of get lost in dreams in life.
Right.
You get lost in who you think you're supposed to be. I mean, I thought because I was a musician that like my crowd and my crew and my identity, like we were talking about
Yeah.
before, all of that was like, okay, weed smoking, doing mushrooms, doing acid, doing the whole thing. I still knew enough to stay away from the bad drugs because I had such a singular vision, and I knew that would distract me, but I still got like pretty scary a couple times where I drank too much. And there was one night in Chicago where I really, really screwed up and almost killed myself. And then that really
What?
kind of took me out for
How?
I was 22 years old, and I went on a bender, and I was snorting pills and drinking. I mean, by the end of the night, I was drinking straight vodka.
Oh my
And I
God.
couldn't even taste it. I was that numb.
You wanted to end yourself?
It wasn't that I wanted to end myself. I just was so. I was going through a heartbreak, and I was, I was also facing this sort of dark night of the soul, and in a way, I was looking at myself and saying, well, what do I mean in the context of, my dad and all this stuff? And I'm like, does anyone even care about my music? Does anyone care about who I am? Am I doing it for, the right reasons? Am I doing this because I want to do it? And all these questions, that I was actually masking the answers by using these substances, though.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Because at the time, I didn't have imposter syndrome, actually, because I knew that I was doing what I was meant to be doing. I just didn't know if anyone cared.
Yeah.
No,
I feel that completely. This is why we're workaholics.
Yeah.
Because we're suppressing how we feel towards ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we put our head down and distract us.
Well, and I've always felt, okay, I know what I'm meant to do. This is what saved my life. This is what I'm meant to do. I know I'm a songwriter, and I know I'm a singer, and I know I'm a guitar player, and I know that I'm a performer, and I know I can work, and I can eat, I can think, I can wait, I can think, and I can fast.
Yeah.
That's what Siddhartha always talks about.
Yeah.
I know I have everything within me to, the discipline to work hard and all this, and I have the talent. So I knew that I had those things, but what I thought at the time was that no matter how I worked, no one would ever care because I was, it would always be assumed, that I just had everything handed to me.
Which is this bullshit, because you're one of the hardest workers. I mean, we and you were in fucking vans together.
I know.
When we were 22 years old.
Yeah,
dude.
well, and that was like what I was saying before, is that when I stopped running away from myself, I realized that I didn't have to,
Right.
I realized that that was the lie, was that I had to think about any of that at all.
Yeah.
And then the truth is that, the only person I've been trying to prove anything to is myself, and I've already proved that to myself a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, like, the only solution is it's like it doesn't matter. Everyone outside, no, it does. Who cares? Like that. At a certain point, I just have to keep working.
Yeah, and we're people who already see that we're gonna make the finish line.
Yeah.
So before we get to the finish line, we get anxiety of getting to the finish line.
Yeah.
We're looking at the minor details of like fucking
Yeah.
when we're younger in our career and there's fucking 100 people there when we know there's gonna be thousands of people.
Yeah.
there,
Yeah. Well, we knew that back in the day.
Exactly, we
And-
knew it.
And man, I mean, every time every festival that we share together, people come up to me, man, did you hear Andy Frasco last night? He fucking killed it. It was the fucking greatest shit in the world. Fuck yeah. And then, like, the greatest party I've ever been,
And then the same thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen Lukas Nelson?
Yeah.
That motherfucker can write a song. That guy could sing. He's
Yeah.
doing the back cartwheel and
Oh,
shit.
yeah. I'm not doing that much anymore.
Oh,
but-
really?
No.
Good. You don't need
I didn't need to do it.
You don't need to do it.
Yeah, that's kind of thing. It's like I kind of started realizing, okay, a song is enough. Singing is enough. Like,
Dude.
and I realized that, like, it's just a balance, putting on a show, but also making sure that people come for the right reasons. And
Totally.
and man, we've been doing it a long time now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the last couple of years I didn't rely on fucking drinking and crowd surfing to fucking make people remember me. I'm like finally trusting that I have good songs.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
I think what the most important thing about that is trusting ourselves that
Yeah.
we don't need all that fucking shit.
Yeah.
No, we know that we're good with ourselves. So who was the first person
Yeah.
in your life when you're going through your your
Yeah.
existential crisis? Who woke you up from it?
Oh, that's a good question. Man, I don't even think I woke up until after I did A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
And
How'd that happen?
well, I was playing with Neil Young, and Bradley saw me playing. It was like Desert Trip. Remember when Neil did Desert Trip? With all those. So it was a great lineup of folks from Desert Trip, and Bradley Cooper was there, and then he saw me playing with Neil, and basically hired me on from there. And after Star Is Born, I had a sort of a crossroads where I was like, okay, what is fame? Like, what do I really want? And I really felt like I wanted to I just wanted to keep working and do it for the art of what I do it for the love of what I do. And I didn't care about any of that other, celebrity type of fame. So
Right.
I kind of was like, okay, I gotta just keep moving on from this. And I found my manager that I still have, Jeff Kramer, and he was the one who really helped me to realize the truth of my artistry, and he,
What was that?
well, and just to help. He's the first manager I've ever met that said, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. This is not a good look for you because it's this is not, he's somebody who says, wait, you don't have to play with your teeth.
Yeah.
Like you have songs like Find Yourself and Just Outside of Austin and Forget About Georgia.
Yeah.
And God Ain't Done. All these things is like, these are things that this is what you leave behind. This is what you want people to come away from your shows is singing these songs and now there's what we're seeing in the industry is like, I think a real craving for that. Like, you'll go to a Tyler song, Childers or
Stapleton
or Zach Bryan, and you'll see the kids singing every word back.
Right.
And that is great.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing it for.
Well, that's what we talk about, legacy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you want people to remember you when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
They're gonna see you grind. They're gonna see us grinding our teeth. They're gonna see us go through our mental breakdowns if we don't sell enough tickets and fucking bullshit wherever town.
Yeah.
But they're gonna also see that you wrote Find Yourself. Like, what a fucking song, dude.
Yeah, and that song has taken me, it helps me to realize that. And then the first song I ever wrote is called You Were It. And my dad covered it when I was really young. And I knew I didn't have to write another song after that because I was so happy with that one. You know what I mean? And I was 11. So it's circular, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, and in getting, and this is funny that we're here because this Healing Appalachia is a benefit for people in recovery,
Yeah.
people who have, you know, and I quit drinking 3 years ago. I quit smoking 3 years ago.
You look buff. You've been fucking working out.
I've been doing all that, you know.
Let's fucking go, big
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
Let's go.
yeah,
You
well-
look good. I look a couple videos, I'm like, motherfucker's swole as shit.
Yeah, well, I traded addictions is what I
Yeah.
did, you know. But
At least
you
it's
know,
healthier.
yeah, it's a lot healthier, and that's the thing is just I'm sort of working towards a future, and working towards longevity. And you know, look, my dad's 92. You know, I want
Yeah.
to live that long, and I want to be healthy. You know,
Right. So tell me about, like, you know, your future self and how you want to approach the dream. How do you keep fighting for the dream after being beat down, beat up, kept getting back up, getting beat down again, seeing the bill of the fucking two tour buses and the fucking...
yeah.
How do you keep going, Lucas?
Well, I mean, look, there was a time when the tour buses and those bills and all those, I mean, it was too much. You know,
Right.
I had to strip down, and you had to kind of go back into these smaller venues, and then it comes back again.
Right.
And it's just like an up and down.
Yeah.
I mean, I just remember stories. You know, Dad would tell me, "Oh yeah, me and Waylon would play for 30 people sometimes. You know, at the height of our career, sometimes it's just promotion ain't there,
Yeah.
or you just, you know, it's a bad night, you know, whatever, you know, people
Yeah.
that didn't hear that you're coming into town. And back then it was a lot different,
Yeah.
you know,
No-
because it
no
was just
social media.
Yeah, none of that. And so, like, you know, and he persevered, and I feel like that's just what I got to do. Is just like, you know, it's part of the job, you know, is to take the ups and the downs. You know?
How do you not listen to the outside voices?
Well, I mean, I do.
That's what fucked up me too, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
I listen to, you know, I'm just trying to pick the right ones.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to, like, that's part of growing older, I think, and understanding, getting wiser, having experiences. Like, okay, which voice do I listen to?
Right.
You know?
You don't realize how much you've inspired me. When we were in our van, when we were in my van playing FIFA, you told me a story how you've been putting everything on your credit cards and how you're slowly paying them off. This is like 12 years ago when you're
Okay.
first starting the dream. You're like, I want to be independent.
Yeah.
I'm putting this on my own credit cards. I'm doing this because I am fucking Lukas Nelson.
Yeah.
I'm not a famous son. I am my own person.
Yeah.
And that inspired me so much, saying, like, we all can have our own fucking identity. We don't
Yeah.
need to have everyone tell us who our identity is. And that's why I think it's such bullshit about
yeah.
people trying to, like, pinpoint you. I even think when people put you in genres, it's bullshit.
Yeah. That's true, because, you know, for a long time, it's funny, for a long time I was playing straight rock and roll music.
Dude, I remember.
And,
dude.
like, everyone said, oh, that's country.
Yeah.
And then when I started playing actual country music, they're like, wait, that's not country. You know, it's like, you know.
What's
but
the
now,
fuck-
now it's like kind of a balance, which, you know, but yeah, Americana, whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
it's
You
such
know?
bullshit. I think genres
Yeah.
are bullshit.
Yeah.
I think, why can't you just be the artist you want to be and whatever song you want to write? You're a songwriter, man. You could write a full fucking spectrum of songs.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at, like, the Red Clay Strays, you know,
Yeah.
I love that band, man.
Yeah.
And I can't describe what their sound is.
Yeah,
You
same.
know what I mean? It's like, it's soul, it's country. If anything, I consider my music like country soul. I mean, I listen to Find Yourself, and it came right from the Al Green, Sam Cooke, Aretha Franklin world,
Yeah.
you know, and that world is what, I mean, lifts me up. Ray Charles, that kind of thing is I think Aretha Franklin is, you know, the tops for me. Nina Simone, you know, all
Yeah.
these people. And then with the country influence that my dad brought me, and then of course all the songwriters that growing up,
Right.
you know. So yeah, it's a mix of everything, you know.
So what I loved about that first, or Find Yourself, was on that first EP or something, you didn't use cymbals.
Yeah.
Why was the philosophy on that?
Well, that was Anthony, you know. He's just a good drummer. I think he's, you know, subtle.
But then
you
the
know.
producer we said we're not using
Oh, yeah,
cymbals.
that might have been Mark Ronson. Not Ronson. Mark, Mark Howard.
Yeah.
Yes, he might have said no cymbals there. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even know. I didn't
Dude,
know.
I was listening. Well, I was listening to that. I'm like, there's not a cymbal on this record.
Yeah. There's two versions of Find
Yeah,
Yourself.
no, the one with Gaga, right? Lady
Yeah.
Gaga?
Yeah,
That's the first version, right? Or was
that's
that
the second version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that too. Like, how did that come in the mix?
Well, I was working on Star is Born, and her and I got pretty close, and she came and saw me play one time, and then really liked that song, and I thought, well, shit, sing it with me, and so we recorded it, and she sang it with me.
That's fucking sick. And then she sang on a bunch of other tracks on that
She
record.
sang on that one and Carolina.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's her voice.
Yeah.
This is a call to action. You guys love this podcast. This is your way to support us. Head over to volume.com/Andy Frasco and support the podcast. It's $5 a month. You're going to get extra podcast episodes, extra Nick episodes, Monday morning motivations, the whole nine. Keep this podcast going because I love doing it and I want to just be part of this forever. We just need your help. So head over to volume.com/Andy Frasco. Subscribe to our Only Frasco podcast because without you, Nick will be on the street. And do you want Nick to be on the street? No, I don't want him to move into my house either. Okay, so you either subscribe to this or Nick will be on the street. All right, bye. Okay, so tell me about songwriting. So what's your philosophy right now as a songwriter? How you are approaching writing real stuff?
Yeah, so songwriting to me is like, it's like there's a little, I feel like there's like a muse, and you wait for the muse to give you gifts.
Right.
Right? I don't try to force songs to come, I'll go and I'll sit down to write if I, have, with some good writers in Nashville or whatever. And a lot of times because I honor the muse and she's up there like giving me gifts and I'm receiving them often, she continues to give them to me. So I
Yeah.
try and pay attention anytime I get inspired, even if it's in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Then I'll go and write.
Right.
I'll go and write. If I hear a melody, if I hear something, I'll go and put
You'll
it down.
wake up?
Yeah. In fact, I just remembered, because we were just talking about this, that last night I dreamed a melody, and I remember like I was snoozing, kind of in that place where you're like
right before REM?
Yeah, like when you're waking up in the morning and
Oh,
then you
yeah.
go back to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And I had this melody, and I like literally woke up and sang the melody in my voice memo, and then went back to sleep. So, and I remember it was in my dream.
When you woke up, was it a good melody?
I haven't heard it since. I have to. I forgot about it completely.
Are you always? Is that your brain's always writing songs?
Yeah, always. Like, that's everything for me. Is
Yeah.
Continually like putting colors down. It's like painting.
You care about that more than guitar because I see you playing piano a lot more too.
I care about songwriting as much as guitar. I wouldn't say more, but
Who's your guy? Who are your guys? That you
Songwriting?
Yeah.
Paul Simon, Bob Dylan, Dad,
Yeah.
Chris Christopherson, Roger Miller, Neil Young, obviously the Beatles and Zeppelin, these guys. But I feel like more like I kind of like the I tend to lean towards a more simple lyrics.
Yeah.
With Zeppelin, I like the songwriting. I like the arrangements more. I think that's kind of like, and then I love the lyrics are so cool. The visions of like Mordor and that kind of like Lord of the Rings epic sort of expansive kind of thing. I'm less. I think I'm more like stripped down, like trying to say only what needs to be said type of thing.
Right.
That at least that's what I go for.
What's your philosophy on a timeless song?
On a timeless song, I mean, it's subject. It's opinion
To you.
To me. It stands the test of time, right? If I'm still sitting in my car and I playing a song, and it still affects me like it did 20 years ago, then that's a timeless song to me. Like Only Love Can Break Your Heart, or
So like getting the point to the lyrics and not just like making this whimsical thing like Zeppelin did, or is it? Does it matter?
I think what matters is the balance between it.
Yeah.
Like Zeppelin were amazing in that they had such incredible musicianship along the whole spectrum that they were able to take those sort of fantastic lyrics, and fantasy lyrics,
Right.
and make that sound cool in the context of their music.
Right.
So it really kind of takes a great production and arrangement stuff in order to make that not be cheesy as fuck.
Right.
You know,
Right, exactly.
You know, like you have to be able to do the whole thing in order to pull that off. That's why that was so incredible, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people don't realize you were Neil Young's backup band
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
What did Neil teach you about songwriting?
Neil, again, like I never asked for advice. He was just like I'd watch, you know.
Right.
And Neil has a very like detail-oriented approach to things, you know. He's really hands-on with almost every aspect of his art, you know.
Right.
And he's very sounds driven. Like he's got his amp system that he invented, you know, with the Whizzer, which is like you know, analog. It turns the knobs on the amps when you hit a button, but it turns them analog, so it overdrives the amps. And it's pretty cool. Like his whole situation is really cool.
I wanna turn this thing to you know, everyone wants to hear about what your dad and you have a relationship, but I want to hear about your relationship with your mom.
Yeah.
Tell me about your relationship with your mom.
Well, I mean, you know, my mom has kept my dad alive,
Right.
and healthy, at the expense of, I think, her own, you know,
I fucking bet
sanity in some cases.
Dude,
you know, I think she's really the most selfless person I've ever, you know, known.
Did she teach you how to love?
Well, they both did, you know, but then they both love in different ways. You know?
How does your mom love?
It's a little tougher, you know, but it's also all encompassing, you know. I mean, I know my mom is one of those people who will say what she means no matter what, and at any point in time, and I appreciate the honesty and the directness, you know.
Yeah.
And I look for that in other people also when I'm looking for, you know, my mom's a brilliant woman too. She's very, very, very smart and very, you know, she's very wise and savvy, you know, and so I think they're both really powerful people, and so they complement each other. They're kind of like the opposites, you know, but they really complement one another.
What did she tell
my dad is very smart, very wise, but in a different way.
Yeah.
You know.
How did he teach you how to love?
You know, he taught me how to love and trust in love and not be around, you know? Like, I think that like, I learned how to love from far away with my dad. My dad is, you know, his style of love is when he's with you, he's 100% with you.
Right.
And when you're in the room with him, he's in that room.
Yeah.
He's not on his phone. He's not in that, you know, that unless he's playing dominoes.
Yeah, he loves that.
Yeah, but you know, but like he's when you're talking, he's there. He's and then when he's gone.
Right.
You know, and that is where I feel like I'm more like that when it comes to like, because I have a hard time being and keeping in touch with people sometimes, because wherever I'm at, I'm here with you.
Exactly.
And so when I'm, you know, sometimes that's been hard, like relationship wise.
100%. That's why I was talking about love, because I'm asking you for advice, because, you know, I've been on this road for 15 years like you, 16 years.
Yeah.
And it's been hard for me to keep a relationship because I'm so present in the moment that because we're present in the moment, they feel like we're abandoning them.
Yeah. Well, and I learned when I was young that just because my dad was gone didn't mean he was abandoning me, and that was a really important lesson. And not everyone. I mean, some people have abandonment issues.
Yeah.
And
does Micah?
No, I think we both.
Yeah,
really
you guys seem pretty solid on your head.
Yeah, and I think that you just have to find someone who doesn't have abandonment issues.
Do you have a girl?
No, not right now. But I've been seeing someone, and so that's kind of like, you know, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to open up, you know, it's just before I commit, I have to be really certain. I was with someone for 8 years. Actually, you were probably.
I remember her.
You remember Christina?
Yeah, I remember Christina very well.
Yeah, I mean, we were together for a long time when I was 19 to 27, probably. And
oh my God, 8 years! Like, damn.
Yeah, those. Yeah,
We've known each other for a long time.
We have.
Yeah, because I remember Christina.
Yeah,
that was a bad breakup too, right?
No, not at all.
Or was it like a back and forth?
It was very back and forth for a long ass time.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was like we were there or not.
No, but we were never unkind to each other
You
ever.
still love her?
Oh yeah, always, yeah. But she's got a family now and like a husband and kids, and I check in with her, and make sure she's cool. But they're happy, and I'm happy for them,
Do you regret not committing?
No,
Her?
Okay. no.
Well, I'll clap to that.
No, I don't regret. No, I don't have any regrets. Everything up to now has been a learning experience, and I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Totally.
You know.
So with that new form, is it why we don't want to commit right away to someone because we don't trust that they're gonna like accept our hearts?
For me, it's I just know what it feels like to be in love.
Yeah.
And I know what it feels like to be, it's a cosmic feeling that just doesn't come often.
Yeah.
And it's either there or it's not. And I just think sometimes I think it takes me a long time before I fall in love.
Right.
I
hear that.
And so I have patience, and I think the one that I end up with will have at least the same patience that I have,
I want to ask you this in a way that doesn't make us sound selfish, but do you think we'll ever find love like we have love for our music?
Well, music is God to me. Man, I know a lot of families that put God above even their family.
And music's that to you.
Yeah.
This is why you're the GOAT.
Yeah.
This is why you're a GOAT.
But
that so
when people
how
say,
do you departmentalize that?
I mean, if you look at it like, okay, I know I could show you on Instagram how many Instagram families are like God, family,
yeah,
kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like life, work, these are the orders of things.
Yeah.
But God always first.
Yeah.
And God is music to me. I don't think there's a difference.
So what about love?
Love and God are the same to me.
So,
but family love and, commitment and the logistics of starting a home, those are all, that to me, that's different than love.
Yeah.
Love is what starts that, hopefully. But I mean, how many times have you met somebody where that wasn't even, it was an arrangement, or it was comfort, or it was settling for, what looks good on paper, and and I'm just not willing to do that.
You think as we get older, do you feel like you're losing hope that you'll find love, or do you always believe you'll find it?
No. I mean, my dad was 55 when he had me.
Yeah, that's true.
He went through 3 wives, and then my mom was his 4th, and they've been together almost 40 years. So, I just think I have a lot of, hopefully I have time,
Yeah.
know, and knock on wood, but you know what I mean? But like,
yeah, totally.
I'm just not going to go through 3 marriages first.
Right. That's how I am too.
Yeah,
I'm going to pick someone. I'm going to pick someone. I'm
Yeah.
not going to go and divorce. I'm not going to.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm in it, I'm in it. Okay. I got a couple more. I know you got to get to your show.
No.
I'm talking to you. I really need this talk because I feel like we're very similar, and in our brain is all about just trying to write music, and just I believe music is my God too.
Yeah.
And sometimes in my brain I feel like I'm being selfish because I'm not keeping up with relationships like friends and stuff.
Yeah.
How do you departmentalize that?
I mean, do people say it's selfish when they become a monk, or they devote themselves to God, or they become nuns or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean,
You're right.
I don't think so. I think music saved my life. It kept me from destroying my and other people's perhaps lives. I think it's a win-win for everyone. I think it spreads joy, and I think that I think God created music for that very reason. And
Right.
I put it it's the most important thing in my life right now. And whomever I love and wants to share my life and wants to share life with me will understand and hopefully be, in the same religion,
Yeah, I'll clap to that too. Let's go.
Lucas, what did your you talk about your mom giving you hard love. What type of hard love did she give you when she found that you were snorting pills and shit?
Well, she never knew that. That was after I was gone. I was already out of the house by 17. So,
Oh, my God.
I was.
So who gave you hard love?
I actually didn't even drink really until college, and then I started drinking more then, and I didn't really do much drinking, to be honest. It was like a very quick in and out,
Well, thank God.
Yeah.
But you hit it hard, dog.
I hit it hard, yeah. Everything I do 100%.
Yeah. You like working out too?
Yeah. Yeah. Like when I first started working out, I hired a trainer. He was like, "Damn, dude, like you're doing the same fitness routine that the wide receiver that I work with in the NFL is doing, you know?" And I just was like, "Yeah, but I love it."
You have workout buddies?
In Maui, I do. Yeah. Well, because in Maui, I wake up, I go to the gym, the same gym, and you see people, and you end up really creating relationships with people, and friendships as you go in there, and everyone, luckily, in that gym just does their thing and lets you do your thing. But sometimes it'll be like, hey, let's do some workouts together, and I really love that.
So did you do you feel like Maui is do you have cabin fever out there? Do you still love it?
No.
That's your
not at
spot.
all.
You
Not
think
at all.
You'll die there?
Oh man,
Like at 120?
I feel like I would be lucky if I did. Like,
Bro, you got the gene. You're going to 120.
well, no, I mean, lucky to die there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Maui, I can't imagine a heaven that's more beautiful.
Right.
Like I can't imagine. Maybe I'm human, obviously, so I'm not even capable of imagining heaven. But I can't imagine how it could be more just stunningly beautiful and peaceful than that.
That's why I was thinking about you when those fires hit, dude. Because that was your home, and you're like, "Do not come." I saw your do not come here, travelers. Like we need to heal.
Yeah, well, no, that wasn't me.
Who was that?
That was Jason Momoa, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually on the opposite. I was like, a lot of people were saying, don't come. But what they were trying to say is, if you come with respect.
Yes, exactly.
And I think the message actually was really difficult because the unfortunate truth is that, like, when you have a town, right, in the U.S.
Yeah.
And as of now, Maui's in the U.S. It would be, if it became a sovereign country, then I'd be so happy, but also scared that someone like China would just come in and take it over immediately.
Right.
So, but the bottom line is that we all are, we use the roads, we use the infrastructure, we use the economy of the United States in Hawaii.
Right.
There. And like any other U.S. area, territory, and state, it relies on local businesses to thrive. And the local business, one of the main local businesses there is tourism, right? But it's a double-edged sword because part of the reason the fires happened in the first place was because of the water in the hotels and the golf courses and all that, and so it's a vicious cycle because you need the tourism. The locals are pissed, a lot of them, when they have to shut down their businesses and move away, or a lot of the local I mean, I think a real tragedy of those fires really was
the local economy.
Was the economy.
Yeah.
It really hurt.
Broke my heart thinking about the economy like that.
And then people not understanding the difference between not coming and then, like, coming with respect. Because what the problem is that, it is a spiritual place,
Right.
But sometimes people come in their country club shorts and
fucking shit on it.
And literally just throw trash on the side of the road, desecrate the reefs, desecrate the land,
Pisses me off.
and that is just coming there with no respect. So I think there's a balance that needs to be struck where when you come, you have respect for the island, you have respect for the natural beauty. It's not Disneyland. It's not a theme park. It's not like, oh, look at those, let's get a coconut honey and, here we are in Hawaii,
Yeah, exactly.
It's a different thing.
Yeah. Like going to that, like the locals. How long did it take for the locals to accept you?
Well, I was there since I was 1 year old.
Holy fuck! I did not know that.
Yeah. So I was, I mean, I was still a haole. I was still a white boy, but I was like a white boy local guy. So I grew up with all the pro surfers there. Matt Miola, Albie Lair, Tori Meister's there. Although he's so all my friends are there.
Yeah. Frankenrider.
Donovan Frankenrider. He wasn't in Maui too much, but I know we know him real well. He's a good mutual friend of ours. Yeah. But I mean, the surf community, the good thing about the surf community there, and I was a skater too, so I was skateboarding a lot, and is that it was a place where like locals and like no matter the color of your skin kind of thing,
Right.
people were like, everybody kind of respects each other. And that's the thing. I never had any issues because I never was a fighter like that.
Right.
Like I didn't look for fights, I
Yeah.
did martial arts when I was young, and in my dojo they taught self-respect, self-discipline,
Yeah.
not to look for a fight,
Do Texas people give you shit because you're a local Maui boy writing these songs?
Who?
Texas
people? No,
Texas
I was born
songwriters
in
or-
Austin, and
That's what I mean.
I had my first 8 years going back and forth between Maui and Austin.
So why'd you pick Maui?
Well, I think my mom wanted to raise me there because they knew that like I wouldn't be raised. I was less the son of Willie Nelson there, and I was more Lukas Nelson,
Yeah.
Lucas,
Yeah.
and I could be Lucas in Maui, and like, in Texas, Dad was, especially at the time, royalty there,
Right.
and I would have been treated differently, and just because you're treated better doesn't mean that's a good thing,
Right. And it goes back to our first question. I'll end it with this: identity.
Yeah.
Maui is identity to you.
Maui is part of my identity.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful.
It's a beautiful place. I'm grateful to it.
Well, I'm so it's like I know we're friends from afar, but I'm really proud of you, bro.
Oh man, you've always
And
been my brother.
I got
know
you,
that.
dog.
Yeah,
always.
same.
I'm always be there forever for you.
Yeah, likewise.
You're a good man, and I respect the fuck out of you, and I respect that you're doing this your own fucking way.
Well,
That's what I bow down to.
I bow down just as low, man.
I appreciate it, brother. So my last question is,
Yeah.
when it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered by?
Oh man, I don't care.
That's a perfect way to end this.
I don't care. The sun's gonna explode, man. We're gonna be all
Aliens
lost
are gonna show up soon.
And, AI will just like archive it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. On that note, Lukas Nelson, keep fucking up and keep fucking this shit up.
I'm gonna keep fucking up.
Keep
Don't worry.
fucking up too,
Don't worry,
brother.
bro.
Good to see you, bro.